So you had the 9/11 ceremonies and no protests in Hong Kong. So people were paying attention to the disaster.
ที่อยู่เนี่ยอยากได้ของเขามีฝรั่งมีอเมริกันเนี่ย
The headline regarding Hong Kong now, Hong Kong's lamb pleads for dialogue. Pleads for dialogue. Pleads for dialogue. What does that mean? Pleads for dialogue. Yeah, talk. A dialogue, back and forth discussion about this. Instead of people fighting the police and protesting in the streets, let's talk. So Hong Kong's land says to protesters, let's talk. Pleads for dialogue. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. Oh, I'm begging you. Please talk to me. Pleads for dialogue. A conversation. Rather than fighting the police in the street, let us talk. A dialogue.
ขอคำวิงวอนแปลว่าวิงวอนขอวิงวอน
Eraser.
Eraser.
Yeah. มีไหม
That's mine.
หาอะไรจ้า
Eraser มันไม่มี
เขามีอันเดียวเขามีอันเดียวเปล่าไม่มีแล้วนะ
มีอันนี้หรือเปล่า
ไม่มีแล้วเขาใช้อันไหนอยู่อ่ะเขาใช้อันไหนอยู่
Test
That's
เดี๋ยวที่นี่ได้มันเลย
Interrupted.
ไม่ใช่เธอเขียนก่อนสิแล้วค่อยลง
โอเคTeacher no coffee
tea.
coffee
Tea.
you want coffee
No, I'll stick with the tea. Okay. Well, she came for the pen, now the eraser. What's next?
What's some chair?
Yeah, take the chairs out. Everybody stand for the class. Okay, so pleads for dialogue. Okay, the bill withdrawal fails to placate protesters. Fails to placate protesters. So the bill is the extradition bill. Late for class.
ว่าไปไหน
ฝันพี่
ไปไหนฉันว่าเธอไม่มาที่ถามเขา
Late for class.
so sorry
นี่ข้างหน้า
Sit in the back.
กินมา
เดี๋ยวนั่งมานะเธอนั่งข้างหน้า
หน้าเลย
You can sit in the back. Or off to the
I
side.
feel embarrassing sorry
I feel embarrassed. Not embarrassed. I am embarrassing the teacher, but I feel embarrassed. Embarrassed.
แปลว่าอะไร
I feel embarrassed. I'm embarrassing. I am embarrassing myself. I feel embarrassed.
Mindset.
ED, embarrassed. I
when
feel
use embarrassing
embarrassing. Your actions are very embarrassing.
your action
What you're doing is very embarrassing. Late for class, coming in, talking, laughing, interrupting the class.
but for person embarrassed.
Right, I feel, I am embarrassing myself by doing all this, and so I feel embarrassed.
Or I am embarrassing, right?
No.
No?
Oh, I am embarrassing the teacher by making crazy statements or something.
Teacher, you write this word. Embarrassing เนี่ยแปลว่าฉันรู้สึกอายมาก
ไม่ใช่เชน
You would change the ED to ING. Embarrassing. I am embarrassed. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I feel very embarrassed. What I did was very embarrassing. What I did was very embarrassing. I was late for class. I walked in and made noise, interrupted the class, and then I walked around looking for a seat. I was very embarrassed. ED. Ed.
No shame mean shame shame
Shame.
แปลว่าอายใช่ไหม
I'm ashamed. 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 I am ashamed.
shame
I'm ashamed.
and shame
I'm sorry, sir. I was late for class. I feel very ashamed.
shame อ๋อ feel very shame อ๋อ
Ashamed with
ใช่
ED
shame
Ashamed with ED right
Ashamed. Good.
Ashamed
Yeah.
ashamed
I feel very ashamed. Well, why do you feel ashamed? Oh, I was late for class. I made noise when I came in. I dropped things on the floor. I feel very ashamed. Good.
Teacher, Bill is the name of what's the meaning? Bill. B.
เขายังไม่สอนเขาเพิ่งเขียนอย่าเพิ่งใจเย็นๆ
Which one?
no ใจ
Bill.
เย็น
Bill. Bill.
Oh, Bill.
ๆเขาเพิ่งเขียนไปยังไม่ได้อธิบาย
When in the Congress or in the city council or in some body of voters, you bring forward, introduce a new possible legislation, a rule or a new law that you want to enact. It's not a law yet. They refer to it as a bill. The bill will be voted upon by the council. There are 23 members in the council. The bill will be presented. If the council votes more than 50% on the bill and says, yes, we should make it a law, if enough votes are gathered, more than 12, let's say, then it becomes a law. Then the bill becomes a law. But it's a bill until it's a law, until it's passed by the Congress. So in Hong Kong, the extradition bill was withdrawn. Mrs. Lam, the CEO, the chief executive officer, withdrew the bill. The extradition bill has been withdrawn.
No.
Drawn. Back.
Back.
Forget it. It's dead. It's not coming
ไม่
back.
ค่อยรู้เรื่องปกติ
But
แล้วส่วนมากจะเปิด
the fact that she withdrew it wasn't enough.
ถอน
5 key demands, not one less. 5 key demands, not one less. The slogan of the protesters. The slogan of the protesters. So when she withdrew the bill, it failed. It didn't succeed in what she wanted it to do by withdrawing. It didn't work. They're still protesting. 5 key demands. What? Not one
ก็จะ
less.
ถาม
Fails
แปล
to
ว่าอะไรปุ้ย
Okay, I don't know.
placate. What is placate?
ฮะ
What is placate?
ถอนกฎหมายออกไปคือเอาออกไปเนี่ยเอาออกไปไม่ทำ
What is placate?
No it's so sorry what Martin
Placate.
breaking ฮะ
placate
placate the protesters. The protesters did not just say, thank you, and that's it, we're done. We're not protesting anymore. Failed to appease.
Peace.
P-E-A-S-E, appease. To make peaceful. It failed to make peaceful the protesters. It wasn't enough. They had 5 demands, not 1. So she withdrew the 1, but there were 4 more. So they failed to make the protesters peaceful. They still protest. Bill withdrawal, extradition bill taken back, thrown away, forget it, it's gone. But that failed to make the protesters peaceful. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Lamb, we're going home now, goodbye. No, didn't work. Failed to appease, failed to placate, make peaceful, calm down, didn't work. Any questions about those words?
พูดในไทยเลย
ไม่รู้ว่าเรื่องการเมืองเราก็เลยไม่ค่อยอยากสนใจแปลก็ไม่ค่อย
พอ
รู้
เรื่องฮ่องกง
ปุ้ยทันสเลนไทยแปลไทยเลยเนี่ย
No, I'm not a teacher, just you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were
คือ
trying
คือ
to
ฟัง
take,
เขาพูดภาษาอังกฤษแปลต้องงงมาก
I thought you were trying to take over the class.
No I don't
Okay. Any questions about this, the words?
ยังมาเถอะเรื่องการเมืองเราไม่อยากใส่ใจ
I hope you're not embarrassed.
ไม่ชอบคุยเรื่องการเมือง
If I ask you a question and you don't know the answer, will you be embarrassed? Turn red.
Embarrassing.
ตอบยากนะ
Don't feel embarrassed. Don't be afraid to ask the question.
Feel
If you
free.
have a question, feel free to answer. Ask it. Don't be embarrassed.
Feel free.
Feel free.
Yeah.
Feel free to answer.
Feel free to
It's
answer.
Ask.
only need the explanation. May give them.
เป็นเรื่องการเมืองเราไม่ค่อยสา
ไม่
ย
คื
คือ อ
แต่
แต่
เรื่
เรื่
อ
อง ง
ฮ่องกงนี่มันถ้าคนตามอยู่ก็จะเริ่มจากข้อประท้วงของที่ข้อเรียกร้องข้อเดียวไงคือกฎหมายข้ามแดนให้ขอ
Okay, we'll come up with
คือ
a,
ถ้า
come
เขา
up
ได้
with
เซ็นแค่ก็จบแล้ว
a sentence that we might all
เรารู้
read
แค่
and
นี้
see
แหละ
if
เรา
we
ไม่ใส่ใจ
understand it.
เป็นเรื่องของเขาเรื่องของคนจีนเขาเรื่องของประเทศจีนเขา
ไม่ใช่เราต้องติดตามเขาทำใหญ่ๆบ้าง
เพราะว่าเขาเซ็นชั่นไงเขาก็เลยอยากจะรู้เรื่อง
มันต้องอ่านหนังสือต้องฟังต้อง
ไม่รู้ล่ะเราไม่สนใจเรื่องการเมือง
นี่เรียนเรียนไม่รู้จะใช้ที่ไหนเลย
พวกเราต้องการเรียนเพื่อที่จะไปพูดฟังเท่า
ไม่
นั้นเอ
ใช่
ง
ไม่
นะ
ใช่คือคนเรานะมีสังคมต้องมีโลกทัศน์ก็จะต้องมีวิชั่นต้องมอง
ก็คือเขาพูดเราก็รู้อยู่แล้วแต่เราไม่ต้องไปไม่เราไม่ต้องไปออกความเห็นไง no comment สับไปลูกก็ไม่ได้ใช้สับแล้วก็ลืมจดไปแล้วก็ลืมถ้าไม่ได้ใช้น้อยก็หูซ้ายกับหูขวาเขาก็เจ็บโอ้ยยังไม่เกิดเลยเสร็จแล้ว北京รู้สิลูกลงของกงin 1997 เป็นสิ่งเนี่ยอย่างว่าเมื่อกี้เนี่ยเราดูที่อายป่ะใช่ตัวเดียวกันที่แปลว่าอายเนี่ยเป็น snake to is looking communist party
Okay, we'll try this. The unrest, we discussed that word yesterday. The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997. And an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power. The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over in 1997. And an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power. 70 years ago, the Communist Party took power in China. In 1997, Beijing took control of Hong Kong from who?
England.
England, the British. They took over. The governor left. Okay, go ahead.
The unrest has become the biggest challenge. Challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997 and embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October the 1st celebration of its 70th years in power.
Right, very good. The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule, control, since it took over Hong Kong in 1997. And an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st. It's like FIRST. October 1st celebration of its 70th year in power. Okay, go ahead.
The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997, and an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power.
Right, very good. Ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year. Not 71st year, but 70th year in power. 70th year in power. Could be, in this case, it was October 1st. 1st. First. In this case, it's 70th. 70th. If year in power. Okay, that's it.
The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997, and an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebration of its 70th year in power.
Right, 70th year in power, October 1st. It took over Hong Kong in 1997. Biggest challenge to Beijing's apostrophe S, Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997. Okay.
The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997 and an advancement to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebration of its 20 years in power.
Right. Very good. Let's see. Left out a letter here. Embarrassment.
And must
Yeah, B-R-R-A-S-S. B-A-R-R-Ashman. Embarrassment. Spelled it wrong. Okay, the unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997, and an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power. Okay.
All this has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997 and an embarrassment
Right.
to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70 year in power.
Right, very good. The celebration of its 70th year in power, and embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party, and embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party. Okay.
The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997 and an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power.
Ahead of October 1st, celebrations of its 70th year in power. 70th year in power. 60th year, 50th year, 40th year, 41st year, 51st year, 61st year, 71st year. Okay, go ahead.
The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997 and an embarrassment to its growing Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebration of its 70th year in power.
Very good. You did it. You got through it. I don't know how, but you did it. Okay. Very good job. Excellent. The unrest has become the biggest challenge to Beijing's rule since it took over Hong Kong in 1997. And an embarrassment to its ruling Communist Party ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power, of course, in China. Okay.
The resident has become the biggest
challenge
challenge to be
Beijing
Beijing Russia since it looks over Hong Kong in 1997 and embarrassment.
right, embarrassment.
Its Russian Communist Party and
Ahead
ahead of outer
first
first
celebrations.
celebration of its 70 year in power.
70th year in
70 years
power.
in power.
70th year in power. Ahead of October 1st celebrations of its 70th year in power. Should be about 1948 when the Communist Party took over in China. 70 years. October 1st is the big year. Now, of course, it remains to be seen what will happen in Hong Kong on October 1st. Will there be 2 million people in the street protesting when China celebrates its 70th year in power? Biggest challenge to China's rule. The situation has been created in Hong Kong at the moment, protesting, millions of people in the street, that question China's ruling of Hong Kong. Challenge. I challenge you to a duel. I challenge you. I want to go against you to show you that I am better than you. This is the biggest challenge to to China's rule in Hong Kong. The biggest threat, in a way, to China running Hong Kong. From 1997 till now, quiet, peaceful, no problem. Now, all of a sudden, the people in Hong Kong are saying, you're not doing the right thing. We challenge your authority and the way you are running Hong Kong. Whoa, marching in the street, blocking the airport, blocking the streets, human chains everywhere. Challenge. Beijing's rule since it took over in '97. And embarrassment. And the Chinese Communist Party is embarrassed. Ooh. Especially on October 1st when everybody's saying, oh, isn't this wonderful in China? The people in Hong Kong are saying, whoa, no, no. Any questions about that?
Beijing.
Beijing is the capital of China, the capital city of China, where the government is based. So, in a way, when they refer to it in the paper or on television, they will say, Beijing has decided. Well, what they mean is the government of China has decided, not the city of Beijing. The government, which they refer